Alright, we're going to do online TSI practice 182 part 4. Ready? Let's go. So we have solve using the zero factor property. So this one we're going to set it up possible numbers. So we're going to go 7, 1, 2, 3. That turns out 7x squared. That turns out as negative 6. This would be 21 minus 2 is 19. Yes. So 7x minus 2 equals 0. Add 2, 7x equals 2 divided by 7, so x equals 2 over 7. And minus 3, so x equals what? Negative 3. So 2 over 7, negative 3. Solved by the zero factor property. Same thing, set it up. Possible numbers are these, so I'm going to try 4, 1, and 3, 5. So that turns out as 4. So 4x minus 5 equals that. Is that right? Let's see. 4x squared minus 15x, and then it's going to be 12 minus 5 is 7, correct. So now 4x minus 5 equals that. Add 5, so x equals 5 divided by 4. X is 5 over 4. And minus 3, so x is negative 3. So 5 over 4 and negative 3. Solve using the zero factor property again. Possible numbers are these. So 8 and 1, 3, 7. So 8x is that, 8x squared. That's negative 21. And this would be 24 minus 7 is 17. Yes. So 8x minus 7 equals 0. Add 7. So we have 8x equals 7 divided by 8, x equals 7 over 8. Minus 3, so x is negative 3. So we have 7 eighths, negative 3. Solve using the square root property. Take the square root of the left side, square root of the right side. So square root of this equals plus or minus square root of this. So x equals plus or minus 5. So square root equals negative 5 or positive 5. Check. Does that work? I don't know. Put them back in the original problem. Negative 5 squared. Negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. 25 is 25. Yes. This one. 5 squared. 5 times 5 is 25. Is 25 equals 20? Yes. Good. Good. They both work. The negative 5 and the 5. Solve using the square root property. Take the square root. So this 18 is 2 divides it, 3 divides it, 3 divides it, or 18 is 2 times 3 times 3, 18 is 2 times 9, or 18 is 9 times 2. I'm going to use this one right here. So 9 times 2 is 18, so square root of 9 is 3. So x equals negative 3 square root of 2, or x equals 3 square root of 2. So negative 3 square root of 2, or positive 3 square root of 2. So the answer is negative 3 square root of 2, 3 square root of 2. Negative and one's positive. Same thing with this one. Solve using the square root property. Take the square root of both sides. So now we have x minus n equals plus or minus 5. So we have x minus n equals negative 5. X minus n equals 5. So this one. Add 7, x equals 2. This one plus 7, x equals 12. So now check. Does it work? Check it. Like when you order something, Sonic, whatever, Mama Marges, whatever. Check your orders. If it's correct, hope so. So put 2 in there. 2 minus that is negative 5. Negative 5 to negative 5 is a 25. Is 25? Yes. Put a 12 in there. 12 minus that is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Good. Good, good. So 2 and 12 are the answers. This one, more complicated, doesn't matter. Solve using the square root property. Add 7. So now take the square root of the square root. This is plus or minus square root of 7. Minus 3. 4x equals negative 3 plus or minus square root of 7. I rewrote it this way. So now divide by 4. So x equals negative 3 plus or minus square root of 7 over 4. Or x equals negative 3 minus square root of 7 over 4. Or x equals negative 3 plus square root of 7 over 4. This way, or there's the answer right there. Negative 3 minus square root of 7 over 4. Minus 3 plus square root of 7 over 4. Solve by completing the square. What does that mean? What does this completing the square means? Okay, so the way you do that, you rewrite it first. This way. X squared minus 6x is that. Now take half the number, squared to both sides, add it to both sides. Right there. That's the magic step right there. So complete the square means do this to it. So now you have half this number is negative 3 is 9. Negative 3 is 9. So now you have this right here equals 9 minus that, negative 9. So now this is x minus 3. That is 9. Negative 3 is negative 6. And x squared. So x minus 3 squared equals this. Square root. The square root of negative 3 is negative 1 is I, negative 4. These are, remember the imaginary solutions, complex numbers. So now we have x equals plus or minus 3i plus 3, or rewrite it 3 plus or minus 3i, rewrite it as 3 plus or minus 3i. So you have 3 plus 3i, 3 minus 3i. So the answer is 3 plus 3i, 3 minus 3i for that one. Completing the square. Solve using the zero property. Zero factor. Alright, so first add 18 both sides. So we have this. Take out the 3. So now you have 2 and 3. I'll go with 2 and 3. 2 and 3 sounds like the ones to use. So we're going to use those. So 2 times 3 is 6. 3 and 2 is 5. Yes. So we have 3 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. That one equals 0. So 3 equals 0. Never. X plus 2 possible. Yes. Minus 2 is x equals negative 2. X plus 3 minus 3. So x is negative 3. So we have 2, negative 2, and negative 3. That's it. Those two answers. Solve using the quadratic formula. So rewrite it first. 5x squared plus 8x minus equals 0. Formula is right there. A, B, and C. Those are coefficients right there. So put them in the formula. Negative of 8, 8 squared and that. So this is going to be 8 times 8. That times that times that. So we have negative 8, 64, plus 180. Negative, positive. 144. Square root of 144 is 12. So you have negative 8 plus or minus 12. So negative 8. And negative 12 is negative 20 over 2 is negative 2. And that's going to be 4 over 10, but 2 times that, 2 times that. So these 2's go away, so you have 2/5. So negative 2 and 2/5 using the what? Quadratic formula. So I'm using quadratic formula again. A, B, C. A is 1, B is 2, C is negative 24. Put them in the formula right there. So now we have all the numbers. So we have 2 squared means 2 times 2, and all these numbers here. So we have 4 plus 96, negative is positive. 100, square root of 100 is 10. So we have negative 2 over 2, 10 over 2, divide these. That's going to be negative 1, 5. Negatives can be negative 6. Negative 5, negative 1, negative 6, yes. And negative 1 of that's going to be 4. So the answer is going to be what? Negative 6 and 4. Negative 6 and 4. Right there. These are the answers right there. Okay? Negative 6 and 4. So I'm using the quadratic formula again. Alright. So we put those in there. Put the numbers in there. 14 squared means 14, 14. And then these numbers here. 196 minus that is negative 100. The square root of a negative number, remember, is I. Complex numbers. Imaginary solutions. So we have 10i. Divide by 2. So that's going to be negative 7 plus or minus 5i. Negative 7 plus 5i. Negative 7 minus 5i. Or negative 7 plus 5i. Negative 7 minus 5i. Using the quadratic formula. Pythagorean Theorem again. A squared plus b squared is c squared. So we're missing this part right here. So put the numbers we have. We have 23 plus the mystery number right here. For x is b. B is x. X squared, 23 is that number, 529. That's going to be 296. Subtract 29, 529. So x squared equals this. So take the square root of this, square root of this. So x equals all this number in the calculator. Or you can round it to x is 27.69. Using the Pythagorean Theorem, leg, hypotenuse. Oh, another one. Pythagorean Theorem says a squared plus b squared is c squared. Well, that one's a missing number. So we have 13 squared, 9 squared is this. 13, 99. So 169 that. 250 equals x squared. The square root is square root. So the square root of this equals x. Or all this number. Or round it off to what? 15.8. Using the Pythagorean Theorem, x squared plus b squared is c squared. Leg equals the hypotenuse. Solve for S, little equation. So let's multiply everything by 3 here. 3 and 3 is going to be 1. 1 times that is the same thing. 3v equals this. Now divide by h. 3v over h equals s squared. Take the square root of this, square root of this. So now we have s equals this. So now 3v over h, square root of h. Rationalize it. Square root of h, the top and the bottom. So that's going to give you square root of h squared. And it's going to be 3vh. So square root of 3vh on top and just h on the bottom for the big S. Graph this. Put some numbers in there. Negative 3. Put it in there. You're going to get 9 minus 9 is 0. Negative 2. Put it in there. You're going to get, that's going to be 4 minus that. Put a negative 1 in there. Negative 1 is 1. 1 minus 9, negative 8. Put a 0 in there. 0 minus that, negative 9. 1 in there. 1 times 1 is 1 minus that, minus 8. 2 in there. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus that is negative 5. 3 in there. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. So put all these numbers in there. So you have negative 3, 0. You have negative 2 and negative 5. You have negative 1, negative 8. You have 0 and negative 9. And you have 1, negative 9, and 2 and negative 5, and 3 zeros. So you have x-intercepts. You also have the y-intercept. And you also have a vertex right there of 0 and negative 9. Domain is the infinity to infinity. And the range is from where? From 0 to, and let me write that down just because. The domain is negative infinity to infinity. And the range is from the lowest part, the bottom, it's going to go where? From negative 9 to infinity, like that. Okay? Alright, next one. Another one. Another graph. Put some numbers in there. Put a 2 in there. 2 in there is going to give 2 minus 3, negative 1 is 1. 1 minus plus 6 is 7. Negative 3. 3 minus 3 minus 0. 0, 0 is 0 plus 6. 4 in there. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 and 6 is 7. So we have 2, 7, 3, 6, and 4, 7. And again, this is the vertex if you want to know. And this is also a min right there. Also, domain. What's the domain? It looks like it's going to be negative infinity to infinity. And the range is going to go from 6 up. From 6 to where? Infinity, like that. So there's domain and range for this guy. This one, put some numbers in there. Put negative 5 in there. It's going to give you negative 1. Negative 1 is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. Put a negative 4 in there. Negative 4 and 4 is 0. 0, 0 is that. 0 plus 5 is 5. And put a negative 3 in there. You're going to have negative 3 in that. It's going to be 1. 1 times 1 is 1. And you're going to have 1 and 5 is 6. So we have negative 5 and 6. Negative 4 and 5. And negative 3 and up 6. And again, domain. This is a vertex right there. And it's a min. But let me write the domain. Domain is negative infinity, infinity again. And the range is, it goes where? From negative, up from 5 to where? Infinity. Okay, 5 this way. Okay. This one. Graph this. So you put a 2 in there. That's going to be negative 1. Negative 1 is 1. Put a 3 in there. 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Put a 4 in there. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So we have 2, 1, 3, 0, and 4, 1. And again, this is the vertex. And it's a min. And the domain is negative infinity to infinity. Okay? And the range looks like it goes from 0 right here up 0 to infinity, like that. Put the numbers in there. Put 3. 3 minus that is negative 1. Negative 1, negative 1 is 1. Times that, 3. 3 plus 6 is 9. Put a 4 in there. 4 minus 4 is 0. 0 times that, 0, 0, 0. 0 times that, 0. Plus that is 6. 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 plus 6 is 9. So we have 3 and 9. 4 and 6. And 5 and 9. And again, we have a min. And we have a vertex. And there it is right there. So now, and domain and range, yes, let me give you that. Domain is negative infinity to infinity. And the range is from 6 to infinity, like that. Okay? Okay. This domain, range this way. Put some more numbers in there. Put a 0 in there. 0 minus that is negative 1. Negative 1, negative 1 is 1. 1 to that, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Put a 1 in there. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times that, 0 minus 5, negative 5. Put a 2 in there. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Times that, 3. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So at 0 it's negative 2. At 1 it's negative 5. And at 2 it's negative 2. So we have, again, we have a vertex. And we also have something called the min right here. And domain is negative infinity to infinity. And the range is going to be from negative 5, the lowest part, to infinity, the highest part. So it goes right there. Find the max. You're going to use the vertex formula. That'll find the max, the highest part of this. This is upside down graph going like this. So the max is negative b over 2a, f of negative b over 2a. So a, b, and c, there's nothing there. If there's nothing there, it's just a 0. So we have the numbers, negative 64, 2 times that, negative 64, negative 32. And that's going to be a positive 2, f of 2. F of 2 means put it back in the original problem. So 2 squared plus that, so 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times that, 64, that's 128, 128 minus 64 is 64. So at 2, you get a max of, what is it? 64. This is the max right here. That number right there. That's the max, the number, the second number, 64. So the graph going like this, up and down, but the max is that. Find the max again, use the vertex formula. So we have A, B, C, A, B, and C. Negative b over 2a, negative 40 over that, negative 40 over that. So that's going to be this divided by this, negative by negative is positive, 1.25, 1.25. Put it in the formula, 1.25, 1.25 in this one right here. So we have, so we're putting it right here, in this one. Okay, that's how I got these numbers right here. So now we get 125 is 1.5625 times this is negative 25. That's 40 plus that's 25 plus 50 is 75. So the max for this one is going to be what? 75. That one. 75. Okay, that's the last part of this. Good luck in your TSI. Study all this. Do them as many times as you need to. And good luck on your TSI. Bye. Professor Oliver is. Good luck.